Hi everyone, this is Heather with Scottsville Supply Company. Today we're going to install a 3-pound package of bees into our 10-frame hive. First, I want to make sure I have everything I need to install my bees today. I have my hive stand, I have a 10-frame hive, just a single deep box, that's all I need. Inside of there is 8 frames plus a frame feeder, which takes the place of 2 frames in my hive. I already have sugar water in that feeder, so I'm set up. When my bees go in, I can put the lid on and walk away. I don't have to add any sugar water. I also have a couple tools with me to help me get the bees out of the package and into the hive. I have a hive tool, and I just have a simple knife in case there's a cork on that queen cage to help me get the cork out. I also have some gloves to protect my hands, and I have some protective clothing to protect my face. While these bees are homeless and shouldn't sting, they're still going to go through a traumatic event when I shake them into my hive. So I want to make sure I'm well protected. And of course, I have my 3-pound package of bees. This one has roughly about 10,000 bees in it, plus 1 caged queen, and a feeder can for those bees to eat on while they're in that temporary house. I also have an empty package here. Just wanted to show you an example of how you might find that queen cage hanging. There might be a tab that we have to hold on to. There may not be. But here's an example of one with a tab. All right, so we're ready. I first want to make sure I put my protective clothing on. I'm going to opt for some nitrile gloves today, not my bee gloves. I want some dexterity. So I'm just going to slip those in my back pocket. Have them on hand just in case these bees don't like what I do with them, and I can protect my hands a little bit more than what gloves may do. I'm also going to make sure I put my veil on. Go ahead and protect my face as these girls start to come out of their package. So, I have a screen bottom board, but I'm going to have my tray in it. This is just kind of a homemade plywood tray in here. If you're using a screen bottom board when you install a package, you want to make sure that that tray's in. You want to make sure that their house looks good to them. If you were to move into a house and it was missing its floor, you might leave, and these bees might abscond if we don't have that tray in that screen bottom board. The next thing I'm going to do is put my hive body on. You see I got 8 frames, and I got my frame feeder. I only filled it about halfway full of sugar, so when I tilted it forward, it didn't pour out, but I promise there's food in there. And also, to make sure I was set up for success, I went ahead and put a rubber band around one of my frames that I'm going to hang my queen from. So this is going to be my queen frame. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside so it's available to me. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out usually about 3 more frames just to make room for when I dump in 10,000 bees, that they have somewhere safe to go and start to get into the hive and not around all these frames in a big clump on top. I don't want to throw those into the woods, I just want to set them so they're handy. Alright, so now my physical hive is ready to go. I have my lids with me as well. And all we got to do is put the bees in. Take my hive tool, and I'm going to pry off this wood cover. We're still safe. There's no bees that are going to come out during this process. Once again, don't toss this over your shoulder. I want to keep it handy because I want to be able to recover my hole. Alright, so unlike our dry, empty package, this package is done a little bit differently. So there's a metal tab here, and there's a girl already trying to get out of it. So we're going to need to get this metal tab, which underneath is going to be our queen cage. So I'm going to take my hive tool, and I'm just going to go ahead and work that out. I'm shaking just to kind of keep the bees off of it, and you can see some bees are starting to come out, but that's okay, I'm well protected. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and cover that hole so I can continue to talk to you guys for a minute. So now that I got my queen out, my feeder can's still in right now. It's covered in bees. I'm just going to shake it. I'm going to take a look into my queen cage and make sure my queen is moving around there and alive. There's lots of other bees in there. There are other worker bees. they're put in the cage to keep her groomed, fed, and well taken care of during this temporary house situation. Whenever I shake package bees off of something, I'm going to shake them into their new house. So I'm just going to bring this up. Our queen is marked. She's walking around in there. Everything's good. We also have a candy end. So I'm going to remove the metal tab from my candy end because this is what the bees are going to use to release the queen. So I'm just going to gently work that off. That's trash. That can just go to the side. So I have my queen frame already ready to go. Now you can put it like this, or you can put it vertical. So my top bar, my bottom bar, I always want my candy going up towards the top bar. And that's in case any of those attendants that may die in the next 2 to 3 days while the bees are cleaning the candy out to release the queen. If I have it upside down, one of those dead bees may block the entrance or the exit, and my queen may never get out of that cage. So candy end up allows a free and clear passway. I like it up because if I do a quick check in my hive, I can see if that candy's gone or not. Some folks want to hang it like that, and that's perfectly acceptable too, because the dead bees that may happen are going to fall to the bottom of the cage and not block it, but I can't readily see if they've gone through the candy or not with a quick peek. So I hang mine like this. I'm going to go ahead and put her in the hive. So she's in there ready for her attendance. Now the next thing I need to do is going to happen pretty quickly. I'm going to take the wood back off. I'm going to remove my feeder can, and I'm going to pour my bees in. So you guys ready? All right, here we go. I'm going to remove this. There's a hole in it, so some bees are going to come. And if I just dump my package to the side, it makes that feeder can really easy to get out again. I'm just kind of shaking to kind of get my bees off. My bees are still in the package, so I'm just going to simply dump them in. I might hit it one more time to make it easier for the bees. I'm not going to get them all in. I'm just going to set that right in front of the hive. The bees will go in, put it a little away because I don't want to squash all the bees on the ground. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and replace my frames. Since I removed them, all my bees are inside and not on a massive clump. I'm going to work at a bee's pace, gently slide these in. There's a big mound of bees at the bottom of my hive. And gently move them out of the way so that I don't squish them. And last one in. So I have mostly undrawn comb in here. The bees have a lot of work to do, and that's why they have that sugar water. I'm going to replace my notched inner cover, which just came out of the barn. So it has some burr comb on it. I like my notch up and forward. And I'm going to put my telescoping lid on, making sure that I push it forward so that notch is open, allow some ventilation to happen. The last thing that I want you to do at home is I want you to put your entrance reducer in. Any new colony, small colony, needs to be well protected from other colonies and small predators that might want to get in there, like other honeybees, yellow jackets, hornets, and such. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to put an entrance reducer into there. And that's it. We're going to leave this out, let the bees go in, pick it up this evening. I'm just going to gather all my miscellaneous trash. I don't want to leave this sitting outside because it smells good. So I just might knock it off the ground, make the bees lose their grip a little bit, and take everything inside. And that's installing a package of bees.